Threat actors are currently achieving unauthenticated root access directly on enterprise perimeter firewall controllers. The entry point is CVE 2026-20316. This is a vulnerability caused by a hard-coded static credential backdoor built directly into the web interface of the Cisco Secure Firewall Management Center, or FMC. This image of the Cisco headquarters represents the origin of the compromised architecture. Because these static credentials are baked into the vendor's software, an attacker can bypass all of your organizationally issued authentication controls and instantly gain remote session access. Relying on standard perimeter defense logic is useless when the centralized brain managing those firewalls contains an immutable, hard-coded backdoor. The targeting of this infrastructure is part of a sustained campaign. In January 2026, honeypots detected the Interlock ransomware gang exploiting related FMC flaws using malicious serialized Java objects. By July 29, 2026, Cisco's Product Security Incident Response Team was forced into an emergency response, confirming that the static credential flaw was under active zero-day exploitation in the wild. This photograph of a CISA official speaking at a briefing underscores the immediate federal response. Following Cisco's disclosure, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency added this flaw to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, setting a mandatory August 1st patching deadline for all federal civilian executive branch agencies. This compressed timeline forces network defenders into a reactive, high-speed, coordinated vulnerability disclosure posture. Immediate forensic triage is mandatory. Before we break down the tactical mitigation steps, we need to establish a secure comms link right here. Hit the subscribe button for @cybertech79 and enable notifications to maintain a real-time threat intelligence uplink. Then drop a like on this video. Consider it a formal TCP-style acknowledgement, an ACK packet, that this critical zero-day intelligence has been received and understood. Survival in these narrow zero-day windows requires a synchronized, constantly updating network of informed defenders. Let's analyze the base metrics. On its own, CVE 2026-2316 provides only low-privileged read access, resulting in a moderate CVSS score of 5.3. This diagram shows two variables. We have the moderate static credential flaw and a second catalyst flaw, CVE 2026-2079, capable of arbitrary script execution. Threat actors actively chain the initial foothold with the script execution primitives, resulting in complete root-level compromise. Evaluating vulnerabilities in isolation creates dangerous blind spots. Risk must always be measured by the total potential exploit chain. This photograph of data center server racks represents the primary infrastructure at risk: on-premises Cisco Secure FMC Software deployments. To begin log triage, responders log into the FMC command line interface and enter expert mode. Execute this command, cat/var/log/messages grep license, to hunt for active exploitation artifacts. The vendor-confirmed artifact is the web service account invoking package.pl as root against var/temp/license.tmp. Analysts must understand that the absence of this specific string does not prove the appliance is secure. Attackers frequently manipulate logs post-exploitation to cover their tracks. Log analysis is only a preliminary triage mechanism to detect noisy actors, not a definitive proof of perimeter integrity. There are zero configuration workarounds capable of eliminating this hard-coded backdoor. Network admins must immediately sever all direct public internet access to the FMC management interface. This is a mandatory temporary containment measure. Following containment, you must install the release-specific hotfixes across supported branches 7.0 through 10.0, downloaded directly from the Cisco Software Center. Applying the vendor hotfix is the only architectural method to physically rip the static credential out of the FMC framework. We have to face the strict reality of perimeter defense. Applying a software patch closes the entry vector, but it does absolutely nothing to evict an attacker who is already inside the network. The persistence mechanism is simple. Any cryptographic secrets, keys, or certificates accessed during the zero-day exposure window remain perfectly valid to the threat actor, even after the system is patched. You must execute an immediate, comprehensive rotation of all user credentials, API keys, SSH keys, and TLS certificates managed by the FMC appliance. True remediation requires operating under the strict ethical assumption that a perimeter breach has already occurred. SOC teams need to audit all downstream managed firewall security policies and NAT rules. You are looking for unauthorized backdoors pushed from the compromised FMC. Check for any rogue certificate enrollments on integrated sensors that could facilitate future lateral movement across the network. The coordinated vulnerability disclosure timeline is unforgiving. Immediate compliance with the CISA mandates is required before attackers can fully automate this exploit chain. Patch the software, rotate your keys, and verify your trust boundaries. Stay secure.